Hey YouTube. So I've been meaning to make this video for a couple days. Since I went camping. Before I tell that story, I want to show, God, first of all, I've been really stressed out and having a rough time. My skin is like exploding. It's gross. Hopefully that'll be done soon. But I wanted to show you, I got a new tattoo. If you can see it, it says, "Can you squeeze me into an empty page of your diary and supernaturally change me?" It's a line from a Morrissey song from Viva Hate. The song is Hairdresser on Fire. I don't know, I was having a rough time, and one of the things that was like helping me get through it was the fact that I've like decided, I've always wanted this, and it's always been something that I would do if the opportunity presented itself, but I've never seen Morrissey, and I've decided that I'm going to meet him. Next time he comes to the area, it'll be October, so I won't even be living in Michigan anymore, but I'm going to come back. I'm going to see him. I'm going to find him. And I'm going to get him to sign my arm right there. And I'm going to get it tattooed on. But thinking about that was like, I've been listening to a lot of Morrissey lately in kind of the same way that I listened to him when I was like 14 and first started listening to him. Yeah, but it's been helping a lot. So yeah, I just have been having a rough time and going and getting my tattoo, which I think also looks good, especially if I wear like these low-cut V-neck shirts, which I love. It helps me sort of start to get things together again. So anyway, and so one thing that I've been talking about with my friend Lisa Jane is going camping this summer, and like I hadn't really like picked out a date or anything. I was saying that I wanted to, and so I just called her. I saw that I had like a day off work and didn't have to work till afternoon the next day, so I called her and was just like, "Do you want to go camping tomorrow?" I did that on Monday, and so we went camping on Tuesday. So we camp, and there's some people who kind of looked like hippies, but they were super nice. It was Harley, who is the uncle of these little girls, and then there was Wendy, who is the mom of these little girls. Harley, we asked him what his name was, and he goes, "They call me Harley." Which is funny, because they call me Jack, but you know why they call me Jack? Because it's my name. Who are they? Anyway, so Harley was cool though, and the little kids loved him, and one of the little kids like fell in love with me. She was kind of obsessed with me, but they were super nice. They were in a rough spot, and they were nice. And so and then in walks I can't remember his name, so I've just been calling him the husband, and he was Wendy's husband and the stepfather of the kids. And so the husband was nice, but like just a little sketchy compared to Harley and Wendy, who were just super nice. And but I had promised the little girls that I would come make s'mores with them, and so Lisa Jane was not really feeling it. So I went and to make s'mores with the kids, and I was making s'mores with the little girl, and the husband was talking to me, and he was just telling me how much he appreciated that we were being so nice to them. So he was saying, you know, like a lot of people are not nice to us. It's really hard to make friends. I think probably like people are assholes, and like maybe people were just like not treating them very nicely. And so he was just like, saying how much he appreciated that and how much he like appreciated how good we were with their little girls and everything. And I mean, they gave us firewood too, so they were like helping us out too. And so, okay, now to the weird part. So, the I'm sitting there, and Wendy goes. She was like, so I gotta ask you, Jack, are you, you know, and obviously I knew what she meant, but it scared me. And so I was just like, I wasn't going to give it to her. So I was like, am I what? And she goes, you know. And I was like, no, I don't know. Am I what? And she's like, you know. And Harley and the husband, I think they knew what she was saying, but they kind of played dumb. And they're like, no, what, Wendy? And finally she's like, are you gay? And I just like, what am I going to say to that? Because no one's going to believe me if I say that I'm not. It's not a believable thing to say at all. Even though I don't necessarily identify that way. But, but it didn't matter. I didn't have to answer right away. I got to buy some time, and the reason is that the instant she asked that, the husband starts going off on, like, how he would be okay with it if I was, and how they're all really open-minded people, and what matters to them is how good I am with their little girl, and how nice I've been to them. And he says, you've always been our friend. He started to say, and then he realized that was ridiculous because we had just met a couple hours previously. And he was like, and you always will be our friend. And like, so he keeps saying that. And then, Harley's talking about how they would be fine with it. And then the husband is like, and like, Harley and I have a lot of experience with the gay community because we've both spent some time in prison. And, like, that wasn't something that bothered me, and I got what he was saying, but I feel like a lot of people might not have taken that as a, like, oh, okay, I can tell you that I'm gay. Thing. And also, like, being in prison does not necessarily mean that you are nice to gay people. It might. It probably, I don't know. But I got, everything he was saying was really sincere, and, like, I didn't take any of it in any kind of negative light. I was just kind of like, and I wasn't worried about then. I was just like, are they gonna, like, get a little too friendly in the middle of the night when they're like, oh, let's show him how okay we are with him being gay? And I really didn't want them to find out I was trans, because that would have been scary. And so finally they were going on, and I was like, and finally it was like really time, they were telling me how proud they would be of me. Finally, it was really time that I just had to tell them. I didn't feel safe telling them no, that I was not gay, because who would believe me? And then what if they figured out I was trans, and I would rather them know that I was gay, or think that I was gay. So finally, like, I gave the response that I give to any, like, straight cis person, which is the truth. A simplified version of the truth, which is, okay, I always say, I've just always dated everyone, even though I haven't always dated everyone. I mean to say, oh, I've always just dated whoever. But I always accidentally say everyone. And so then they are so proud of me. The husband gets up to shake my hand, and he comes and shakes my hand and tells me, how proud he is of me. And then Harley gets up to shake my hand, and he goes in for a handshake, and he goes, no, screw that. And he gives me a hug, to which I'm just like, and then he uses the hug as an opportunity to tell me more about how comfortable how proud he is of me or whatever. And so the hug just lasts, I'm going to say, uncomfortably long. Meanwhile, while I'm getting the hug, I can see out of the corner of my eye, the husband has stood up again and decided that he needs to prove to himself or to whoever that he's okay with me or whatever. And he is sitting there waiting for his turn to give me a hug. And so I'm just and I kind of was able to just give a half hug to him, even though Harley gave me a full-on hug. And I'm like, oh my God, are they going to figure out that I'm trans? I don't know how they would. I was packing, which is good. I mean, I pack all the time. I just don't feel safe if I don't now. But so, and then he's like, and you know what? The husband, he goes, you know what? I knew you were gay. I knew from the first time I saw you, and I didn't care. And he, keeps telling me that what he cares about is that I'm good with his little girls or whatever, which was sweet. And he's like, and you know what? You know what I really respected about you? I really respected that you didn't come on to me and Harley. And I'm thinking, why would that, even if I was attracted to them, which I wasn't, why would coming on to two random straight men in the woods, in the middle of rural Michigan, feel like a good or safe thing to do? I'm not going to come on to them. Okay, but he respects me because I didn't come on to them. And then he tells me, okay, and this was the part that was maybe the best. He was like, and you know what? When I see you, I don't look at you like a man. No. You're a gay man, and so I look at you like I look at a lady, because that's how it should be. These people did not know that I was trans. And I think, from what I know about him and what he told me, I took that to mean, to that be a polite thing, treating someone like a lady, you're not supposed to hit a lady, even though in my estimation of things, you're just not supposed to hit anyone. Or you're supposed to open doors for a lady, even though, in my life, I open doors for people who could, use a hand, or, so not, that I buy into the, treating someone like a lady, but I think that that's what he meant, that it was, a respect thing, and that was okay. It was weird. It was weird. So then I, hung around for a few more minutes, and then was like, oh, I better go check on Lisa Jane. So yeah. That was just, yeah, I just needed to share that. And it's not something that I was going to, write about on Tumblr or anything, because that story just needs to be told. Anyway, bye.